Welcome to the podcast from the St. Louis Sportists, an occasionally smart, always irreverent look at sports in St. Louis and beyond. And now, your St. Louis Sportists.
Hello and welcome to the latest podcast from the St. Louis Sportists. My name is Ron Cook, and I am joined by Joe Spurlin.
Hey, glad to be here and actually in parts known here at the Spurlagio.
As opposed to last week.
Yes.
Tom Mathis.
One more night to go, everybody, and then we got football.
Keith Farrell.
Cheers, everybody.
And the triumphant return of April Secting.
Stoked to be back.
Welcome, welcome. Doug Lansdowne is on assignment. In this edition, it's the college football extravaganza, and you can play along at home. The St. Louis Sportists are brought to you by First Coast Steel Buildings, and for the final time this evening, we are coming to you from the Local House Bistro studio. As much of a great run as the Local House has had, they are shutting it down, folks, this Saturday. We will be there. It's actually our fantasy football draft. And, we love those guys and wish them all the best going forward. So this is our final evening coming to you from the Local House Bistro studio. And as we did with our baseball preview, you know what? We're foregoing quick hits because this is the college football preview extravaganza, and it's delivered in the form of 20 questions. And here to play the role of provocateur, live from the home of the #1 Texas Longhorns, Ms. April Secting.
Too kind. You're too kind. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, John.
Do we have to address her as that every time she speaks as #1 Texas Longhorn?
Joe, that's your outside voice.
Yeah.
But, you do need to take note of the officiating strikes here because I am here to mitigate any and all expected nonsense. So I am happy to be here, coming to you, as Ron said, from Austin, Texas, where that lovely landmark UT Tower is lit up to welcome the incoming class. I'm glad you're all sitting down, of 2029.
Ah!
That's 2029.
Hey, Spur, I think we're eligible for Social Security by that time.
I mean, something like that. Yeah, so there's a beautiful burnt orange 29 glowing on the tower that traumatizes me every time I drive by. But we will let that one rest for a while. And I'm going to follow in Joe's wise footsteps from the MLB 20 questions earlier this year. Yes, I said Joe and wise. And I will be keeping receipts on this. So I will be taking this down. So let's get to it. The college football 20 questions edition. So we'll start with Joe. Most playing time at Mizzou quarterback spot for the season, measured by snaps taken.
The guy they paid to come and play. That's all I'm going to say. And that would be, how do you pronounce it again, Ron?
Pribula.
Pribula.
Bo Pribula.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how about you, Ron? How about, are you going with the pronunciation, or are you going to go rogue?
I am employing strategery, and Tom Mathis is not going to like this, and neither will my lovely wife. I think Mizzou is going to be behind more often than they'd like this year, and therefore Sam Horn will be trying to throw them back into games. So I am going Sam Horn.
Sam Horn. All right. Tom, was he right? Is he trolling you there?
He's trolling. I'm going to go Bo Prabula. For one reason, they'll be ahead more than they'll be behind, but also because of Drink. Drink just likes to go the easy way, and he's going to go. Or I shouldn't say easy. I'll say safe way, and that's what he'll do.
I think you just called him a grocery store. I think you just called him Safeway, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to call him Safeway. So how about you, Keith?
Oh, I think this is an easy one. I think Bo is going to get 80% of the snaps, and the other 20 will come to Horn in the fashion of a blowout and injury. So I think Drake said all he needed to say by starting Bo in the first half of this upcoming weekend.
Tipped his hand, eh?
Tipped his hand.
So we're going to move right along to question number 2, the most pass attempts by Mizzou in a game. How about you, Tom?
I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground most of the time, and I think 33 will be their high in a game.
Ooh.
All right. How about you, Keith?
Oh, I think they're going to find themselves in a passing situation. I say 50. I think they're going to be down and they're going to have to crawl back quick.
All right. We got some desperation throws factoring into that number, sounds like. Ron?
42, same exact reason. They're going to find themselves where, they'll be in an situation.
And all right, that's going in the receipts, man. Because we're just gonna see what happens there. All right, Joe, you're in the catbird seat.
I'm going to say 35. 35 because they're going to run the ball, try to control it, and when it gets behind, sometimes you just run the clock and let's go home.
Okay. All right. So Tom and Joe are running around there in the middle. Gotcha. All right, we're going to stay on Mizzou and say the number of wins for Mizzou with a optional commentary, bowl game or playoff or none of the above. And we will start with Ron.
I have 7 wins and a trip to Shreveport.
All right. Who doesn't love Shreveport in the winter?
It used to be the Poulan Weed Eater Bowl. I'm not making that up. I can't. And I swung into my LSU accent for that just a little bit. Poulan.
That was worth it.
Thank
you. Tom, how about you? Wins from Mizzou.
I say they'll win 8 games, and they'll go to a mid-tier bowl. That's about it.
The Midi Bowl. I like it. All right, Joe. What about you?
You know, I said 7. And I've got to say this, as Ron, as you said, play at home. I already had our one of our good friends, Jim Pendergrass, send me his 20 picks. And he said, not only is Mizzou going to only win 6 games, they're going to play Illinois in the Gasparillo Bowl.
No!
So he already has bowl predictions.
That's a second-tier weekend bowl in Tampa, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So I don't think he's real up on Illinois either. So
No, okay.
Ooh, ouch. All right, we'll round out the wins for Mizzou with Keith.
I had 7. They play 4 ranked teams, and there's too many questions around quarterback. So I'm sticking with 7 as well.
What's your bowl?
Liberty Bowl.
Liberty.
Liberty.
Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Liberty.
Keith, I thought for a second you said not that pretty bowl.
Oh, well, I don't know if that would work in this politically correct climate. Actually, it might. Right
It
now.
might. I think it might be encouraged at this point.
Yeah.
No, is it hot bowl? Is it not bowl? I don't know. It's so confusing. All right, we're going to shift that same mindset over to Illinois. So I want to hear about the number of wins you're projecting for Illinois. Same deal, bowl game, playoff, none of the above. We will start with Keith.
I'm always an optimistic Illinois fan. They have their returning quarterback. They're kind of they got some momentum behind them from last year. I say they're going to sneak into a playoff, get bounced in the first round with a 10-win season. They only have 2 ranked teams that they play. One is they play at Indiana, and they play at home versus Ohio State. So I think they could. If those are 2 losses, they're 10-2.
So you're saying 10 wins and a bowl game.
No, playoffs.
Playoffs.
I think they can make a playoff. But you got to count on another team to falter too. So
Playoffs with help. I'll categorize. I'll couch that for you. All right. How about Joe?
I would say if you ask people, hey, how many games did Illinois win last year, and you told them 10, they would go, really? But Bert found a way, as I like to say, Bert Bielema I just hope they and South Carolina hook up again. I'm going to say Illinois 8 wins. They're not going to sneak up on people this year.
Okay. Any bowls?
Oh, they're bowling.
Bowling. They're bowling. All right. How about Ron?
8 wins. Also, same almost exact reason Spurlin said. If you look at their schedule, they've got a couple games there at the end that are just kind of those... you've heard the old saying that don't get in a fight with a pig because you both get dirty and the pig likes it. There's a couple of those Big 12 games near the... or Big 10 games near the end that are like that. And you just kind of look and you're like, Wisconsin. Ugh. That has the chance to be one of those... Hey, you'd better switch it over to Illinois, Wisconsin, you know.
You grew up in Central Missouri with that comment. I've never heard that one before.
You've never heard that?
No. You guys heard that too?
Yeah.
He's right. Yeah, I've heard that.
Where'd you grow up?
April's heard that.
Oh, you guys kind of all grew up in that Central Missouri.
Southern.
Okay.
Southern.
That's all I needed to say.
Tom, you had to have heard that one.
I haven't heard that one. No.
Oh, okay.
It's in the same neighborhood.
8 wins. Eight wins. Music City Bowl.
8 wins, Music City Bowl, and I will add to your piggery. If you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Same kind of genre there.
I think I've got.
I guess I'm going to have to come up with one here in a little bit.
You're gonna run that past legal, Ron? Is that what I heard you say?
They review everything.
Awesome. All right, Tom. Sorry.
I have them winning 9 games. Big Ten's, their schedule's not that tough, like Heath was saying. So I see them getting 9 wins. They'll get a pretty good bowl. I just don't see them making the playoffs. Probably missing out by a game.
So most wins between Mizzou, Kansas, and Illinois. And we'll start with Joe again.
Tom, you're going to love this. Kansas is going to be darn lucky, I think, to get 6. So I'm going to go with Illinois.
All right. How about Tom?
I'm going to Illinois as well, and I agree on the 6 for Kansas.
Right on. Okay. Keith?
I had Illinois still at my 10 prediction. I have Missouri with 7 and Kansas with 7. I see Kansas has 2 ranked teams on their schedule, and just kind of a vanilla year for them.
So what you're telling me, all of you, is that I should go back and do math from the previous 2 or 3 questions.
You could probably have.
Unless someone was really loving Kansas.
I am. I have Kansas winning 9 because.
Holy cow!
As Keith said, they have 2 ranked opponents. They've got the new stadium. They're all fired up. 9 wins for the Jayhawks.
And one of those
April,
is KSU.
April Ron should have reminded you that there would be no math on this.
I was told there would be no math. The only mathematician on this call is Professor Joseph Spurlin.
Yeah. As long as there's no ciphering.
Yeah.
No.
Heard that one before?
Right.
No.
He's not heard ciphering.
Is
I'm
that
not ciphering?
where you cipher gas?
He needs West Beverly Hills.
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
I'd say April, it's getting out of control.
Yeah.
I know. Whistle. I mean, if anybody watches Ted Lasso, whistle. So we're gonna turn dark for number 6. Who think the first coach that will be fired or just hangs it up is this season? And I'm gonna start with Tom.
Well, I'm glad you started with me because we're going to get a good start to this. I'm going to go for Mr. Brian Kelly of LSU.
Oh.
He'll do something, and the fan base will get all ticked off at him, and he'll like, I don't need this, and just walk away.
I haven't looked at the buyout.
I was getting ready to say, Ron, can you quote the buyout on that one?
I believe it gets much cheaper if you wait till the end of the season.
They won't care.
Tom, that's bold. That's all I got to say.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, since Tommy chose violence against LSU, I have to go to Ron next.
I am going with the woefully underqualified Trent Dilfer, who is 7-17 at UAB with no previous coaching experience. I still don't know why they hired him. He gone.
You could say that about a lot of teams, but we won't stay there. All right,
I think that's a good pick.
I'm going Mike Norvell out of Florida State. He was 2-10 last year, 1-7 in the ACC. Has 2 wins, 14-9 victory over California, and a 41-7 win over the Little Sisters of the Blind, otherwise known as Charleston Southern. They scored their season high outside of that Little Sisters of the Blind score was a 21-point win, I believe, or I'm sorry, loss. They scored 16 points one time in all their games. They have no offense unless they somehow open up a gigantic box of Cracker Jacks and pulled out a prize called offense. They're not winning this year. I say they're not going to make it. I say he can't win if you don't score. And at their patience down in Florida State and Tallahassee, not there.
Ouch, that was scathing,
That's
and I'm here
a
for it.
huge buyout.
Mr. Spurlin?
Hey, and that offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn, may just be sitting there going, doggone it, I'll take things over.
Oh,
Speaking of Gus,
if I
my
have
good
to.
friend down at Fayetteville, Sam Pittman, unfortunately. So, hey, and there may be a guy who's who's suing the NFL that might be just waiting to take over that Arkansas job. So,
Who'd we say he was going to bring in as his host? Oh, Ed. Bring in Ed.
Ed.
Defensive line coach.
Yeah.
All right, the time is 7:53, and we've got our first Ed impression. I just wanted to mark the time. All right, we're moving on to number 7. The AP Top 10 team that will not be ranked by the end of the season.
Oh, shoot. I got
Special note that one team that wasn't ranked at the end of the season, 29 out of the last 31 years. So very likely. Who do we think that is going to be? Keith.
I'm going to say Notre Dame. No
Well,
reason why. I think they're going to have they have an opening. They play Miami opening weekend. I think I think Miami, or not Miami, but I think Notre Dame is just in that funk where they always play a tough schedule. And I don't know. I just have a hunch.
You stole mine.
Kind of personal.
We'll save time. Notre Dame, for all the reasons that Keith said.
I was going to say, I don't think we made a rule that it has to be unique, but... Okay, Joe, are you going to deviate from the Catholics?
The easy call on that is Miami. I mean, I thought for sure you guys would say that, but I would like to say we had another old saying was, I'm going to go out on a limb, but sometimes you go out so far out on a limb, you're hanging on a very thin branch. And I'm going to say the Georgia Bulldogs.
Ooh.
And, you know, I was kind of feeling that it was a great idea today, but they play 6 teams that are pretty doggone good, as they say down in the SEC. And their quarterback, I heard 2 different people today talk about how well teams do with returning quarterbacks, and I was never impressed with that quarterback that they had to play at the end of the year. So, yeah, I'm going to say Georgia.
All right.
Well, I hate to be too biased with my hometown Texas team here, but couldn't happen to a nicer guy, if that's the case. All right, Tom, what about you, sir?
so I hope my daughter's brother-in-law doesn't hear this, but I'm going with the Oregon Ducks. Just because, they're replacing Dylan Gabriel at quarterback, and I'm just not sure, if they have enough behind the quarterback. I mean, they got the Nike money, but, do they have enough talent to last?
Nice.
Interesting.
All right. So
Well, if that happens, and that's where Illinois jumps into a playoff if Oregon falls.
You think?
That would be true. Oh, yeah.
Brandon full circle here. I like it. So, number 8. It was Indiana last year. So this year, your surprise team is Ron Cook.
The Baylor Bears.
Ooh.
because marshmallow soft schedule, and let's face it, the Big 12 just isn't exactly, from this reporter's perspective, that strong this season.
Right on. All right, Joe?
Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to say a couple. I think Texas A&M is going to be one of them. And then I think another surprise team from the ACC will be Georgia Tech or Florida State.
Ooh. We have a variance.
Yeah, there is. So Florida State's getting a lot of all over the map love and hate. Yeah. Taxis are coming and going. Got the moving company coming and going.
Someone on the tarmac, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Lots of love and hate. That reminds me of a certain recent engagement that I can't really...
Was wondering how long for that to come up.
But it's still a restraint, Ron. I'll send you a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, what do you say? It was Indiana last year. Who's your surprise team?
I am going the Iowa Hawkeyes. And I say that just because they have a quarterback. He's coming in from South Dakota State. He's a winner, and they haven't really had a good quarterback in the last 150 years. So
Okay, I was wondering how many years he was going to throw in there before I took a drink.
It was Chuck Long,
What's
right?
that?
Chuck Long was the last one, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Farrell. How about you?
I think I threw Nebraska's name in the mix, only sort of the same reason that Ron had. You look at their schedule; it's a cream puff schedule, and there's something about that Matt Rule guy that you like the guy, and he runs a pretty disciplined program, and he's been there long enough now where everyone should have the buy-in, everyone should know the playbook, and that should translate to some wins, and hopefully, for the sake of conversation, a pretty nice end of the season raking for those guys.
I think you've got a great point. They are due. I mean, back in the day, it was go be grid, one word, everywhere, all the time, and it's been too long. And I think that dynasty's just napping. I agree with you, Keith. Not that I disagree with anyone else. I am super agreeable.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah. Duly noted. I'm keeping receipts.
Receipts, baby. Receipts. All right, we're going to have a little fun with some over-under here for a second. So we've got an over-under. The question is, the presumption, 3.5 SEC teams in the playoffs. Are you going to go over or under, Tom?
I'm going over. I think they'll get 4.
Cool.
I'm gonna say under.
And how many do you think?
Oh, sorry, 3.
3, right there. Okay. There's a red in the line there. All right, Keith?
I'm going to go 3 as well for the SEC teams.
Ooh! I love choosing the violence here. All right, Mr. Cook?
4.
Yeah. 4? So
4.
I'd say over, but you really
That's
think... Okay. All right.
also the over. 4.
You guys are being a little conservative here, but, I mean, we still have left questions to go, so I have hope. I have hope that somebody's going to win.
Well, I also think, too, when you look at the playoffs, you have to consider what happened last year where there was a lot of artificial pull for the SEC to get extra teams in there, and there was a little bit of pushback. And I think there's... Oh, cripe. Did you see that?
That's stupid.
Sonny Gray's not even looking at the freaking bag. Bonehead. Bases low. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Focus.
You're going to have a little bit of
Whistle.
political noise in the
Whistle.
background that's going to keep
Focus.
the SEC to 3 teams.
Okay, so we're going to stay with over-under. 3.5 Big Ten teams in the playoff. We'll go with Joe.
I'm also going to say under on that, and the reason I'm going to say under is the Big 12 is going to steal 2 bids this year. So
What?
and the SEC and the Big 10 demand 4 in the negotiations. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Keith.
I was going to say over. I got Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, and that surprise team could be Illinois. But again, there's got to be some stuff that's going to happen in order for them to get in there. So
Wow.
dominoes have to fall in the right spots for that to happen. They'll be the last team in.
Blown away. All right, Ron?
Under, they beat up on each other.
Ah, okay. Cannibalism. Good choice for a Wednesday. Tom?
I'm going under with 3.
Nice. Okay, so Keith's got the over there. All right, we're going to number 11 now. It is, it's a University of Texas player question, so I feel compelled to share this fun fact that my husband ran down for me. Did you know, I knew Arch Manning had wheels, but I didn't really understand the scope of it. He had a 40-yard dash time of 4.65 seconds. Granted, like high school coach, hand clock, whatever, but we've also got other stats that show him with a 4.640, and he was clocked at speeds at or faster than Tyreek Hill during a touchdown run last year at UT. So those are just some fun facts my husband shared about Arch Manning that I was like, wait, what? Love it.
So he can get himself out of trouble then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. That's what we're hoping. So, is Arch Manning a Heisman finalist? Yes or no? And if not, I mean, if not the winner, who is it? Who is the Heisman winner this year? I'm gonna start with Joe.
I was afraid of that. If Arch Manning is still breathing, ESPN will make sure he damn well will be a Heisman finalist.
He's going to grow up in a gurney.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll have his own version of Sports Center. The top 10s will be his top 10. Yeah, he's a finalist.
Got it. Well,
Who wins?
like 6.8 in NIL money, something like that. So
Yeah.
he'd be
Well, who's your winner, Joe?
If Arch Manning's a finalist, I mean, come on. You know who.
Oh, my.
All right. How about you, Keith?
Well, I have Arch as a finalist, but I think Nussmeier out of LSU is going to win. I'm kind of heavy on LSU this year. Just basically, they brought in a haul on defense from the portal, and they're proven. I think Nussmeier is arguably the most accomplished college quarterback right now. So if if that defense plays the way it should, and Nussmeier continues to put up points, I think Brian Kelly is not going to be the first coach fired. I think they're going to be they're going to be a thorn in some people's sides, but I can see Nussmeier and Brian Kelly throwing some extra leaving him in the game to rack up some yards and touchdowns.
Totally, because we have no one behind him.
Yeah, so why not?
Yep.
There you go. All right, Ron Cook, what do you think?
He will not be a finalist, and I'll tell you why. I think he's going to... I know he's basically the Ivan Drago of college quarterbacks right now. I mean, seriously, if you look at it, you can see the training montage and go back and find that song from Rocky III and play it underneath, and that's what they do to him. I think SEC defenses are going to be a little tougher to read than he might guess. And, when you played that video game, NCAA, and you'd go from one level to the next, like your first game, you'd throw like 4 interceptions, and it'd be like, hey, those used to all be completions. I think that's what's going to happen to him. So, no, he's not a finalist. Exactly what Keith said. Nuss wins. Nuss is the only returning 4,000-yard passer in Division I.
Very nice. One phrase, though. I will break you. That's all, Tom. Tom, what do you think? What's your Heisman prediction?
I think Arch makes it as a finalist, just because, kind of like Joe said, he's the main flavor of the day right now. So I think he'll get in there. I think Kyle Klubnik of Clemson's going to win it, though.
Oh.
He racked up 43 touchdown passes. Was that right? 43 last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
again, that's a program that's going to breed offense. So
Right.
I can see that happening.
Yep.
Right on. Okay, well, I guess I'll take some more abuse. I'll just be an abuse magnet here. Texas is favored to win the SEC. But who do you think really wins? Tom?
Unlike somebody who suggested they'll be out of the top 25 earlier, I'm going to go with Georgia. I just think that, there's like 4 or 5 teams that could probably do it, and I just think Georgia just slide in there.
Oh, Kirby's smart, though. We're going to the portal, though. I know that was more of a protest vote, whatever that is, but yikes.
And I'm not sold on their quarterback either. I'm not sold on him, but I think that they'll end up winning it. They won't go very far, but they'll win the conference.
Ron, it just means more in the SEC. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, Mr. Mathis summarized my case beautifully. I couldn't have said it any better. Georgia.
Right on. Okay, Keith?
Well, I'm going to stick to my guns, and I think LSU is going to pull it off. There's a lot of love for LSU, especially with the players that they brought in, and I think there's going to be I think they can make a run. They've got the coaching, and they've got the veteran leadership on the offense.
Joe, bring us home.
I will say Texas A&M over LSU
Ooh.
in the championship game.
Wow. The Aggies. It's taken me a lot. I've really had to resist going into a Keith Jackson several times.
Well, I correct myself earlier. That was restraint, Ron Cook. I appreciate
Thank you. Thank you.
there. All right. So now we're going to move into the Midwest. Ohio State, of course, is favored to win the Big Ten. Who really wins? Keith, who do you think is really going to
I think it's going to be a battle of the two boring uniforms, and that's Penn State and Ohio State, with Big Blue coming out on top. So I think Penn State's going to pull it off.
All right. Anybody have a strong feeling about that?
I'm just not sold on James Franklin yet.
No, me neither. And Ohio State, my choice is Ohio State. They lost a lot of coaching. Not only players, but they lost their 2 coordinators. So, it's going to be a change for them.
All righty. How about you, Joe?
The Oregon Ducks and Dan Lanning.
Ooh. I will say what Lanning did at Wisconsin last year was one of my favorite things ever when they stole the jump around.
Yeah. That entire thing, I love. If you saw that, Ron, I may have sent that to you. You sent it to me, how they had video all week that they were going to take it to them, and they planned it. I mean, they practiced it.
They played it to be open and closed practice all week.
Yeah. They did it every day of like, it's getting ready to be fourth quarter. Here's what we're going to do.
And then the game comes, and they do it, and the entire crowd in Wisconsin is just like, huh? What?
Yeah.
That's our song.
Yeah.
Ron, did you answer?
No, Ohio State will win. Ohio State is basically the Borg of the Big Ten. Resistance is futile just because they bring in so many players and they get these transfers and their recruiting is so good. And I don't think it's because Ryan Day is a super genius. I think it's just because they got too many dudes.
Lots of dudes. Dude heavy. Gotcha.
Dudes are good to have.
Texas has Ohio State this coming weekend. I work with a lot of people from the Cleveland area, so it gets a little messy around this time of year. I guess we're just gonna throw it down week 1, right?
And Ohio State fans are just a special kind of we'll call it confident, aren't they?
There's a definite
Yes.
definite passion for the Buckeyes.
Yes.
Well, we're going to move it closer to home and think about Kansas State and Texas Tech, close as we get to a Big 12 rivalry now. Those two are favored to win the Big 12. Who do you think does win it? I'm going to start with Ron Cook.
Arizona State goes 11-1 and wins.
Oh.
That felt like a mic drop, so I'm going to go to Keith.
I'm going to go on a outside squirrel on a thin limb. Is that how they say that in Joplin growing up? I don't know. So I'm going to say Texas Tech. And here's why.
Oh, they bought the team.
I read an article. I was doing some research, and they were both the most underrated and overrated team in the same article.
Yep.
I'm like, how can you lose that one? So they got some good guys and maybe some good guys. They got some bad guys, maybe not so bad guys. In the end, Texas Tech is going to pull a surprise move and take home that sexy trophy.
That reminds me of a quote I recently saw that really hit me in my soul. I am both smarter and dumber than you think I am. Do not
Guilty.
Don't underestimate me. It's just stop with all your math, Joe Spurlin, and don't estimate me. It's a fool errand. So, Joe Spurlin, who do you think wins the Big 12?
Baylor and Texas Tech. And the reason I say them both is because they're both going to be guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, and the championship game is going to look like a spring game. It'll be all backups and red shirts. And the people will go crazy because they really don't care who wins. They just don't want to get anyone hurt. And that will destroy the championship games.
And if it's not them, that's going to happen somewhere. Some conference is going to do that
soon.
Well, they're being paid like the NFL. So
It'll be an all-state commercial. Chaos.
Yep.
What do you think, Tom?
I have the Cyclones of Iowa State. Just like Ryan Beck, I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and just see them kind of sneaking up on some teams.
They started off well last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did.
All right, we are at number 15, so we're winding down here, guys. Stay with me, or I will penalize you, yards or drinks or something.
Focus.
We got Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, and Georgia. Currently, preseason favored to be in the Final Four. How many of those will make it? Keith Farrell.
I've got 2.
And Tom?
I have 1.
Ooh, I have to ask who, since it's a singular.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State.
Yeah. And Joe?
April, I hate to get ahead of you, but I'm going to answer my other 2 questions. I'm going to say 2, Texas and Penn State. And Penn State, James Franklin will coach them out of it, Ron.
He will snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yes.
Right on. Yeah, we can probably dispense with a few of these questions. I go back to Keith and say, which 2 do you think are going to make it?
Texas, Penn State. My Big Ten winner in Texas, yeah.
And what about you, Ron?
I'm going the opposite of everyone. I think 2 teams will make it, and it will be Georgia and Ohio State. Sorry, April.
Wow.
Does Georgia have any quarterback this year?
No harm, no foul. Yet. All right, so we've got Ron with the contrarian. Weird, I know. Making it. Joe's got Texas and Penn State, so the diametric opposite. Tommy has Ohio State, and Keith has
Texas and Penn State.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is the Joe vote. All right, awesome. Well, we're going to skip over the next few, talking about your yeses and nos, because thank you, Joe. We did that. We're going to go down to 19, which I just love this for so many reasons I can't talk about. Belichick and North Carolina. Will their win total be over or under 7.5? I'm going to go with Ron first.
Under. And I did see the breaking news today that Jordan and Bill have trademarked the term gold digger for a line of who knows what.
That can't be true. Is it true?
At first I thought it was the Onion, but I saw it several places, and it was absolutely correct.
It's true, and they want to make jewelry.
Yes, jewelry.
Okay.
And among other things. Seriously.
Babies?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just can't. What does that sign say up there? I literally can't even. That's what that sign was for. It's the breaking news right here. Okay.
And on OnlyFans,
Rose. For that, Keith, you go next. Belichick in North Carolina.
I'm going over. I'm a big Bill Belichick fan. I think there's a lot of excitement in North Carolina. They're going to pack that house, and they're going to score some wins.
Well.
All right.
He is a smart guy.
He's a smart guy.
All right, Tom.
I'm going under as well. I haven't won in 7 games, and kind of the same reason Ron used. He's more concerned about trademarking phrases than he is wins.
I almost said something that would have required me to say, get ready to believe. But I locked it down. You're welcome.
Self-control. Nice job, April.
Discipline.
It's new. I'm just trying it out. I don't know. I might return it. So, Joe, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the under. Too much drama.
There you have
I
it.
like it.
You know, none of us used him. He might be the first coach fired.
I actually considered that.
Yeah. That's mine. That's mine. Just because his cardiologist is going to ask him to choose. But I didn't say that out loud. So.
Yeah.
Choose what? Choose what?
Yeah.
Choose what?
What?
Choose what?
Yeah.
Football
What?
or the girlfriend?
Choose. That's all I'm going to say. Be like No Country for Old Men, where he just says choose.
True love right there. True love. Hey.
Okay.
Travis Kelce and Bill, and I don't know her name.
Jordan. Jordyon.
Of course.
Jordon. Yeah, anyway.
It's a lovely.
Of course. Anyway, Coach Prime in Colorado. So the over-under on that, win total of 5.5. Over or under Keith?
Under. I think he lost some style and some flair, and it's going to be hard to replace what he lost.
All right, fair enough. How about you, Joe?
Almost exact same thing. Under. I'm going to say about 4 or 5 wins, probably.
Cool. And Tom?
He no longer has Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball, so I'm going to go under at 5.
Ron, are you going to continue your streak of just, bucking convention here, or?
Well, there comes a time when you have to continue the streak. So, yes, they're going to win more because I'm just going to say he's a better coach than people give him credit for. And he's lost some people, but again, you got to remember you're talking about the Marshmallow Soft Big 12. So I think he can scrounge the wins out of there. Not to mention some non-conference action.
Be another coach stepping down for health issues.
That's actually true. That is actually true.
So this last top 20 bonus is where everyone gets a measurable prediction. And the best I can equate it is it's like the hyperspace button from asteroids back in the day. So just like, how? Go anywhere. Give me a measurable prediction. Ron Cook.
My measurable prediction is going to be that the Texas Longhorns will follow the lead of their quarterback and that they will lose at least 4 games.
Oh.
I had a yellow flag.
Everyone is still on their chairs. All right.
Wow. Is this the only reason you invited me on this podcast?
I was going to say that same thing. Now we know why April's here.
Well, I can't wait. Now, keep in mind, our buddy Jason is actually going to the Horseshoe this Saturday. So not only have I irritated the host, I've probably irritated our sponsor as well.
We've already lost one.
Yep. We're on a roll.
Zinga! All right, Tom, for that, what's your wild card?
I am going to say that my national champions are your Clemson Tigers.
Ooh, Dabo.
Dabo. Dabo doesn't lose anybody in the portal. He really doesn't lose anybody. And he brought some people in this year for a change. And he's got Klubnik at quarterback. And, that quarterback makes such a huge difference in college football. And I just think that they'll be the champs.
It's a good pick. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ron went low, Tom went high. Keith, where are you going to land?
I am going to go bold and say Notre Dame's going to lose their first 2 games of the season. So they've got Miami and Texas A&M. That's
Very easy.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're going to have an uphill climb, and they were my pick to not be in the top, top 10, top 20. I think they're going to fall.
Yeah.
You guys all paid attention to your homework, making sure everything tracks back. You can, forwards. I appreciate that. This is a well-prepared group. Mr. Spurlin, bring us home.
I am going to go with a team who has a new offensive coordinator, has a quarterback that fits his offense, has a defensive guy they brought in that's a top defensive coordinator, and the shame of last year, the Florida State Seminoles will go 8-4.
Ooh, a rebound.
Well, I cannot wait to hear the receipts from the MLB 20 questions and know that I will be keeping these, and we'll have, whether it's a private or a public celebration, of, where this 20 questions wound up.
Yes.
Great sports, guys.
And thank you, April, for being the facilitator with the mostest.
At First Coast Steel Buildings, we stand out by combining cutting-edge engineering with a family-first approach to customer service. Every building is custom designed, ensuring a perfect fit for your location and purpose, while our galvanized steel guarantees durability and resilience. Contact Jason and his team at 912-314-4848 or visit their website at firstcoaststeel.com. From fun to practical to industrial, First Coast will provide a custom solution to any building need. From fun projects like a backyard bar or she shed to an industrial storage unit for your business, First Coast has you covered. Visit their website at stcoaststeel.com or give them a call at 912-314-4848. Discounts for military and first responders.
And we are back on the St. Louis Sportists podcast with Joe Spurlin, Tom Mathis, Keith Farrell, and April Sechting. My name is Ron Cook, and it is time for Blue Horseshoes Corner. Joe Spurlin, we have 5 college games that we are going to pick. Sir, take it away.
Mizzou, Thursday night, Central Arkansas. Mizzou minus 36.5. It's a lot. Ron?
36.5 is a lot. And but here's the deal. Drink is going to be angry that they're not rated, so he's going to run it up. Mizzou covers.
I agree. I think Mizzou's going to cover. I think the defense is going to speak loud and clear. I don't think they're giving up more than 3 points.
Ooh, bold.
Tom?
Mizzou wins, but they don't cover. They don't have a quarterback yet.
April, what do you think?
Same as Tommy. Mizzou wins, but doesn't cover.
Wow.
Okay, Mizzou's going to cover. Drink is 4-1 against the spread against FBS schools. And didn't last year against Murray State, he take a timeout to cover Murray State minus 50, and they scored 51? Because wasn't he the one pumping up the crowd with 3 minutes left, and there was like 1,000 people there? Just saying.
Atta baby.
Yeah. All right, Illinois against Western Illinois. I forgot Western Illinois is in the Ohio Valley now. Minus 45.5. That's a lot. We'll go back same way, Ron. What do you think?
Illinois wants to prove that they're big and bad. They cover by a lot.
Keith?
The Leathernecks will lose by a lot. I'm in Ron's same boat.
Tom?
I agree. Illinois covers.
April?
Same with no notes.
Not so fast. In honor of Lee Corso. They are 1-6 against the spread against FBS schools, and they are playing at Duke next week. So they do not cover. Barely.
But look ahead,
Like they win by like 42.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then there's Texas, Ohio State, I think, is going to be on. By the way, YouTube TV, Fox got it together. It's going to be on there. Texas plus 1.5 at the Horseshoe.
Texas is blown out.
Wow.
Oh.
Mad about something.
April, we'll give you an immediate response there. Would you care to retort? That's all we need right there.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad that's the hand language we got.
Yeah.
I'm just
Tom?
happy that there are several hours between her and I right now.
Yeah.
I think Texas
Tom, what do you think?
went outright.
Oh, sorry.
I think Texas is going to take it. I think it's a touchdown or better game.
I think Ohio State's it'll be a close game, but they'll sneak it out.
I believe Texas wins outright, and everybody find room to get on the Arch Manning Heisman bandwagon because it'll start. And then the Battle of Death Valley, LSU at Clemson. Ron will save this for you at the last. Tom, what do you think? Plus 4, by the way, 4.5. 4.5, depending which local entertainment service you use.
My national champs, Clemson Tigers.
April?
I'm going to go with LSU.
I think you're going to see maybe 10 touchdown passes thrown in this game. I think LSU is going to squeak it out.
So, Keith,
Probably
you're saying
like a 55-48 game or something like that.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That's gonna
Keith,
be
as
awesome.
I asked Ron this question, I'm going to sit here and check what the over is. 57.5, which is a lot for week 1.
I'll take the over with those two guys first week. 100%.
Ron, do we need to even ask?
No, but I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go. It's going to be like when LSU beat Texas in 19. If you remember that game down at Darrell K. Royal, you've added a bunch of stuff to it. Darrell K. Royal Stadium at Joe Jamail Field or whatever. Check my work, Ms. Sechting. But if you remember, that game was a back and forth, and then all of a sudden this guy named Joe Burrow, a Heisman Trophy winner, threw a pass to a guy named Jefferson, who's a decent NFL receiver now, to win a crazy game late. That's what's going to happen. Nussmeier is going to lead a big comeback, throw a touchdown on the drive, start his Heisman march, and Joe Spurlin, as you people like to say, there's a trend. Clemson is 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against SEC opponents.
And there you have it. You can't go against numbers. I think that's another one. A guy might sprinkle a little loose change on the LSU money line. But I think you guys are right. I think it's a classic, great game. Give me the Tigers. Oh, wait, no. Give me the Death. No, wait. LSU.
Maybe.
All right. And then one of my favorites of all time, and people just don't realize how great this used to be. That was a classic time of Notre Dame versus Miami. Catholics versus convicts. Notre Dame minus 2.5.
Give me
Keith,
the
what do you think?
money line Miami.
Ron?
I agree with Keith, and I would like to have Brent Musburger de-thawed for this game.
April, what do you think?
I haven't bet on sports since I was in kindergarten, but I'm going to go with Miami.
Tom?
I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a U, so I was going to be able to go. Not so fast. I am going to go with Notre Dame on a late field goal.
Ooh.
That everyone will think at first they missed it, and they'll have to review it.
Craig Heinrich
Yeah.
kicking towards touchdown, Jesus.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
Tom, remember when Neil O'Donohue used to do those kicks that you thought were going to miss the net, and then they would like hook back in?
Yeah.
One of those.
Sometimes they just miss.
And then sometimes they just kept on their initial trajectory. That was
Exactly. Yep.
all right, Blue Horseshoe. Thank you, sir.
bet.
It wouldn't be an episode of the Sportists without touching on our beloved St. Louis Cardinals, who currently sit at 65 and 68, 18 behind Milwaukee, 6.5 out of the wild card. The Fangraphs playoff percentage plummets from 3.2, so you're saying there's a chance, to 0.6, which is
Still a chance.
yeah. And the talk of the town, Tom, has been 17,675 was the paid attendance on Monday, the lowest in the history of Busch Stadium 3. First time they'd ever gone under 20, and then they did 18 again last night, and we're watching tonight, and it doesn't look much better. What the heck? I'm just going to start there. What the heck?
I actually heard that instead of, remember the straight A tickets, they're going A students, B students, C students, D students. You just have to pass a class to get a free ticket to the
If you're a
Cardinals
student,
trades.
Write your name.
are you enrolled in any classes? Come on out.
Write your
Online,
name.
homeschooled? Come on out.
Yeah. Okay. So Tom, what the heck?
You know, I did hear somebody bring up something, that was made a little bit of sense. And that's, it's kind of the finances right now. There's money is tight for some people, and it $200 to go to a game. You got $40-$50 to park. You go in there, you buy anything, just dropping $100. So, I haven't been to a game this year, and I don't plan on it. But and then it doesn't, this doesn't affect me. But I know how some people think, especially out in St. Charles County. It's being downtown is not safe, So there's a couple of things, it's not just the Cardinals, but there's a couple other factors involved.
Well, I would say the main factor is winning. If this is a winning
I
baseball
agree.
club, there's butts in the seats, and that's the biggest part of this whole equation. I think they've lost it. They promised us the youth movement, and we're like, okay, we can stomach this. That youth movement's turning into a 3-4 year project right now. And no wonder we're Tornado Alley up here, because there's so many swings and misses up here. It's attracting the whole weather pattern.
It's breezy.
It's crazy.
It's breezy. Speaking of breezy, Nolan Gorman made a play where he channeled his inner Roger Dorn on Sunday. A ground ball was hit to him, and Tom, I do believe he was fielding by sound on that one.
Kind of looked like it, but I mean, it was a definite Ole. I don't know. I mean, to me, either they trade Arenado or Gorman. It's got to be one of them. Gorman's either got to be the third baseman. You just leave him there. But, I kind of feel bad for the guy, because he's been working at second base for the last 3 years, and then all of a sudden, hey, Arenado can't play. Go over third base. It's a totally different throw. It's a totally different,
view of the ball. The ball at third base gets to you quick. So second base is a lot different.
As he demonstrated on Sunday in Tampa.
Yeah.
It gets to you quick. He's hit the ball well. And he's top 10. I did not know this. I heard this today. He's top 10 in the league in walk percentage. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see
I didn't know that.
percentage
He's had
in terms of top, because he's got to be top 10 in strikeout.
Well, he's becoming Adam Dunn. He's a 3 true outcome guy. Walk, strikeout, or home run.
Yeah.
So that could be worse. We've got two pitchers that back in the day, if Doug Lansdowne were on this, when a pitcher was really bad, we would say he's having a very good Stratomatic hitter card. And those two gentlemen are Andre Palante, who last night, 5 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. And this is where it gets really gnarly. In his last 9 starts, 1-8. His ERA is 8.27. 7 home runs allowed. Ouch. But right there behind him is our old buddy Miles Michaelis. And, we've talked about his home road splits. 13 road starts. This is insane. 59 2/3 innings, 45 runs. Again, that's 45 runs in 59 innings. His ERA is a tidy 6.79. Opponents are hitting .327. Opponents are winning the batting title against him. And 17 home runs in 59 innings. Joe, I'm not doing the math. That's a home run every how many innings?
A lot.
There you go.
3 to 4.
Yeah. So consider, and they're losing right now 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th against the irate Pirates. So
with your ace going.
Well, yeah, and Paul, with our ace, Sonny, and we miss Skeens. So Joe, we're not going to win a game.
Dang it.
Yeah.
The best pitcher, yeah.
Yeah. So MLB correspondent at large, Joe Spurlin, what's happening around the league?
Hey, the Yankees and the Mets, we were kind of mouthing them a couple weeks ago, but they've won 7-3 out of their last 10. And then I hate to bring this up again, the Royals are 3 games out of the wild card, and the Big Reds are 3.5. And by the way, the Cardinals, and I know we're only 20 games left, but the Cardinals' run differential, I've been saying this all year, is minus 36 now,
Ouch.
which is as low as it's been.
Ouch.
Hey, the Brewers are plus 162. The Cubs are 123, the top 2 in the majors. That may be why they're 16 games out.
Tom, did you see who the Brewers picked up today?
No.
Mr. Eric Fetty is now a Milwaukee Brewer.
Seriously.
Oh.
I can't make that up.
That's a great move. He's going to save some innings on an arm in a late season start here.
Well, this is where he goes 5-0 with a 132 the remainder of the season and ends up starting.
I was getting ready to say the
playoffs.
same thing.
Exactly. And they got him today, so
And he'll talk about run support.
Yeah.
And he'll talk about run support.
Yes. So the NFL, the Final Cut, which, by the way, a great Pink Floyd album. Actually, the last one they did together. It was before Roger Waters and David Gilmour started hating each other. Joe, some notable cuts there. Tommy DeVito in for the Giants, of course. Mr. Sanders, who lost his mind. Shout out to our old coach Terry Ewing there. You lost your mind for a second, didn't you?
I think I saw he signed with the Patriots today. He found a job today. He's back.
Oh, he's gainfully employed. Good. I was worried about if he'd have to file for unemployment. April 2nd. Question. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just saying, what a better quarterback room. He's probably going to miss the entertainment of being in there with Jameis, Dart, and Russell Wilson.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would just give me the code to get into that room.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
A lot more fun.
Yes.
Unbelievable. April 2nd, the Chiefs, who have no aversion to bringing back guys that played with them before today. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, speaking of LSU guys, back in Kansas City. I'm kind of wondering how this running back thing is going to shape out across the state.
Yeah, it's still, as the past several years, there's not just like one singular go-to guy at those skill spots. So I'm not surprised that Edwards-Helaire is on the practice team. I think it's possible that we could see Nicole Hardman back. He just got released by Green Bay, and they're not above bringing a seasoned guy back. So I'm not surprised by that. They also released Crocky J, Carson Steele, with that very powerful running back that has a pet crocodile from like childhood or something. Anyway, yeah. So they brought him back on the practice squad. So there's some fun stuff happening over there. I think they'll be ready for the eventualities.
Is there?
That is my answer.
In my fantasy draft, simulate practice drafts, Pacheco is always coming up. What you think he's worth a flyer like in the 5th round or so?
I do. That guy never quits. I know that fantasy isn't about being fun to watch. It's about like putting points in your, sandwich or however you guys play that thing. But
Points on your sandwich. I'm going to have to use that one.
I think we have the episode title.
damn it. Not on purpose. Crap. So, yeah, I do think he's worth it. He is fun to watch, and you will be entertained and energized one way or another anytime he gets the ball.
He's got something to prove this year. I agree with you.
He does. And then Keith, the international robbery that we saw on Saturday night, St. Louis City loses on 2 penalty kicks, including one which was one of the most phantom penalties I've ever seen in my life.
I don't think I've ever watched a replay 100 times on something and just looking for the answer to the question of what actually happened. But apparently we tripped the guy. Tripped the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was a full stride ahead of Joyner, and maybe a cleat got caught up in the guy's thigh. And there's nothing definitive about the whole play. But I want to go back to last year. I was in the Mojita Club, and the Mojita Club is where all the players come in and stand along with the referees before the production for the pregame ceremonies. And it's a pretty cool thing to see. And then when the referee walked in, I said, "Don't screw it up, ref." And he looked at me and pointed to me, and I almost got carded.
Yeah, right there.
It was the same ref. It was the same ref. I think he had a thing. That's it, April. That's it. And I think he has a thing for St. Louis from that one incident.
It's all your fault.
Oh, boy.
It's all your fault, in other words. That loss took City to 5-16-6 on the year. Again, that's 5 wins, 16 losses, and 6 draws. That's 26 points. We're 3 points behind Sporting Kansas and only 2 over LA from last place. Big news on Monday. Lutz fired the sporting director. So we've got changes coming there. Taylor Twellman made a little bit of news by saying that Melberg, as you like to say, the coach that looks like he slept on a park bench the night before the game, might not have been Lutz's choice entirely. And then the other 2 rumors are circulating is that there was a rift with the front office or the Vancouver loss was the final straw. But here's your fun fact, Keith. 4 of the last 7 expansion teams have fired their sporting director in their first 3 years.
Well, my contention is this. You're not supposed to make the playoffs your first year. You're supposed to develop a program. And I firmly believe that if they don't make the playoffs the first 2 years, they make the playoffs this last year, everyone has a job. That Carnell still is your coach. Everyone would have accepted, the growth period. But what Lutz has done, you look at the City 2 program, they're kicking butt and taking names down.
Killing it.
It's the whole program that he built. It's just not the top squad. So there's a lot to look forward to. Now we're going to get a new
philosophy, right? And with that, it is time for the last call, brought to you for the last time by the local house bistro. Joe Spurlin, what do you have?
My last call, final call. I promise this is going to be the last time I even bring this up. Little League World Series betting. I want to close this out. because something interesting happened. Just for you getting ready in December, remember, if it's minus 150, that is called the favorite. And you have to bet $150 to win 100, for example, or 15 to 10 if you're in my payroll. But however, if you bet the underdog, like a plus 200, if you bet 100, you win 200. So that's why a lot of times you always think a team's going to win outright who's not favored. That's what you do. Since we were keeping track of it, me, the favorites in the Little League World Series went 19-9. But those 9 underdogs were huge underdogs. And if you would have bet $100 on all those games, you would have made a profit of $758. That's all I've got to say about that. End of story, period. Mic drop. Thank you so much.
That's a lot of math. I'll take it.
Well, that explains a great deal. Tom Mathis, what do you have?
I'd like to make my last call a double tonight. Both Cardinal related. The first one is after last night's performance by Andre Palante, Ali Marmol was asked if he was going to start again. And Ali's response was, who replaces him? And first of all, for him to say that is pretty bewildering, but he's right. Who does replace him? So, I guess you could call up Quinn Matthews, but I don't see him doing that. So, yep. So then my second one is I heard this from John Ditton of MLB.com yesterday on Frank Cusimano's show. And he said that he believes that Mason Wynn and the Cardinals are butting heads on Mason Wynn's offensive strategy. And Mason Wynn, he wants to kind of hit homers and doubles. And because, that's stick long balls. But also, it also pays more. But the Cardinals want him to be more of a single sitter. And he thinks that there's a lot going on between them in that regard.
Unbelievable.
That's a really tough spot for Mason Wynn to be on, because who's that leading hitter, that 300, Luis
Arise?
Arise?
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting any contract love. He was a leading hitter in the National League a few years ago.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so do endorsers,
It seems that way. It seems that way. So, yeah, well, that's disturbing, Tom. Thanks for bringing us all down.
Yeah.
Ms. Sechting, what do you have?
So, Ron, I always knew that you were trouble. So I'm just going to have to fill some blank space and say, you need to calm down. Check it out. Because look what you made me do. It has been a cruel summer, and it is already the end of August. And do you know what's happened? Travis and Taylor and their love story have absolutely shattered the internet twice this month. First, it was Taylor Swift on the Kelsey New Heights podcast. Then the engagement took down Instagram this week. I mean, I don't want to hurt my reputation or stir up any bad blood, but I'm just going to have to say, no body, no crime, y'all.
I guess I'll just have to shake it off.
Shake it off.
There you go. There we go.
Take it off.
How do you got
Thank
that?
you. That was at least 12. That was at least 12.
I lost track.
You're welcome.
Mr. Farrell, how do you follow that?
I can't, but first things first, I'll piggyback off. I think it's a wonderful love story. It's great for the NFL. It's great for the Swifties out there. It's great for dads who have their little daughters sitting on their laps, who now have a daughter to go get their beer for them. Okay, so something like that. So my last call, it's kind of lame, but I was watching a little bit this week. I guess Nike came out with Caitlin Clark's new like Nike logo.
Mm-hmm.
And, just reading up, it's like Nike paid her like 28 million over 8 years. And then my thought was, is she going to make it 8 years in the WNBA?
No. She'll be the Jackie Styles. She's going to get so beat up that she won't.
I mean,
Pinner and I talked about that same thing, Ron.
Really?
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
And the league is just letting it happen.
Too many reps, too much like discipline to get the shot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a league-wide player conspiracy
mm-hmm.
for her to just get her butt kicked all over.
Get pounded.
On the floor.
Yeah. To totally get pounded.
And that's their money train. So once she goes, I think the league's in big trouble after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When she goes, a lot of eyes are going to go.
Oh, tons and tons. The Cardinals just lost, by the way, 2-1 to the irate Pirates.
Yeah.
You just refuse.
In front of what looks like friends and family. So for my last call, I'm going out west again, and news has broke that Ralphie Six, the Colorado Buffalo mascot, is retiring after 4 years, and it's she. Ralphie's a she. And she drew the ire of Colorado University fans because of her, and this is a direct quote, indifference to running. I relate to this Buffalo because while I used to run a lot, I too now have an indifference to running. We've all seen the Buffalo out there before, I did like this line, April, from the story. It said 5 handlers run with Ralphie, who is actually a bison, although buffalo and bison are sometimes used interchangeably.
But of course.
And yes, for those of you that don't know, April went to Buffalo High School, and the mascot was the bison.
Because it's worth saying once, it's worth repeating. Buffalo bison.
The Buffalo Bison, yes. So, and the quote from the announcement that I will close with, it said, due to an indifference to running, typical of many mammals, both 4-legged and 2-legged, which seems to me like shots fired. Yeah, it was determined that it was in Ember, that's the buffalo, Ember's best interest based on her disposition to focus on relaxing strolls on the pasture, which is her favorite hobby. So, yeah, I relate to that buffalo a lot at this point in my life. That's all I'm saying.
Pasture of life right here.
The pasture of life. So, with that, Joe Spurlin, thank you, sir.
Enjoyed it.
Mr. Tom Mathis.
Thank you, April.
Entirely
April Sechting.
Thanks for allowing me to be back.
Keith Farrell.
All right, see you next week, gang.
And we will see you next week. Next week, it's the NFL extravaganza. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you as always. Please give us a like, a follow, any of that action. And we'll talk to you next week on the St. Louis Sportists Podcast. Until then, take care.
And that wraps another episode of the St. Louis Sportists Podcast. Please like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest episodes. You can find these guys on all major podcast platforms. And thanks for listening.